Hey there, my name is Rachel Red and I'm a yoga instructor bringing a flow to you today that is good for when you're feeling run down. I know many people these days are experiencing symptoms of depression. So this flow is designed with you in mind because all of it is done on the back. So you don't even have to leave your bed. You can do this from wherever you are, and we'll begin laying down. So find a comfy spot. Somewhere where you can just relax the body. If you're already laying down, you can stay where you are, or you can adjust the posture. I like to bend my knees, bring the knees together, and the feet wide, wider than the hips. Just let the hands rest and decide where you'd like to set your gaze. So perhaps pick a spot to look at that isn't moving. We call that a drishti. Or you might turn that gaze, that drishti, inward with a closed eye. Notice any sounds you hear, any sensations in your body. Bring some awareness to all the points of contact between your body and the surface that you're on, whether it's the floor, a bed, the couch, wherever. It might be the back of your head, your shoulder blades, your legs and feet. See if you can set aside whatever to-do list, whatever is going to distract you from being right here, right now, just for this brief practice. It'll all be there when you're done, I promise. But for now, just gently set it off to the side and bring your awareness to your breath. Notice the air moving in and out of your body. Notice where you feel it, perhaps in the nostrils or the throat, maybe in your chest, your belly. You can feel it really anywhere. Simply notice. And now see if you can let the exhale grow just a little longer than the inhale. So draw in big, full breaths, and then release them with a slow and steady exhale. And if you stay like this and continue breathing, maybe if this is just the ticket for you today, then hang out here. All these postures, all these movements are simply invitations that you get to decide yes or no to. So draw in a big full inhale. And on your exhale, tuck the knees one at a time in towards the chest. Make your way all the way onto your back if you're not already there. It might feel nice to move the ankles, open and close the toes. And then take any organic movements here, beginning to stretch the hips, so perhaps you can rock side to side. Or sometimes it's nice to take circles with the knees. Keep those nice breaths flowing in and out of the body. And we're just checking in. We're just making little notes and being in the moment. We're not judging any sensations or any emotions that are here. We're just observing. And find stillness with your next breath. Use an inhale to lift the heels towards the sky. See if you have any space to straighten your knees. That space would be in the backs of your legs. They might be a little tight. So you can try stepping, right? One heel towards the ceiling or the sky and then the other. You can relax your hands at your sides. You can circle the ankles here. Continue flowing those big, beautiful breaths. Good, and then we'll exhale, let the feet land flat on the surface you're resting on. Fill up with an inhale, expand through the belly, the lungs, reach the arms out to the right and the left. And then on your next exhale, let the knees land over to the right. I guess it doesn't matter which side, I'm just choosing the right side. And you have several options here. You can leave the knees as they are. You can walk the left knee to meet the right. And then always you've got the option to support yourself with a blanket, a block, a pillow. You can put it underneath the outer knee, or if you choose to bring the knees together, sometimes the blanket between the knees is nice. Again, these are all invitations. It's up to you to make it your own. And once you're settled in, we'll find a few deep, full breaths in this supine twist. Supine just means laying down on the back. If you notice your hands are feeling fidgety, see if you can surrender to stillness. Be the observer of your thoughts. You are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. They are valid experiences that you have. And in this practice of yoga, we get to practice being the observer. So let the thoughts and emotions come, and then see if you can let them go. You don't have to push them out. One more full breath. And on your next inhale, bring the knees back through center. Good. We'll take a breath here, just noticing how the body feels. Gently bring the awareness from the crown of your head, scan it down the length of your body through your trunk, your arms, your hips and legs, all the way down to your feet. Notice the sensations. Good. Take another full breath in, and on the exhale, let the knees land to the left. You have the same options here to customize this pose for your liking. You can add a prop under the knees, bring the knees together. And just because you did it one way on the other side doesn't mean you have to do it that way here. So give yourself permission to play and to color in your experience. And if your mind wanders, that's all right. You can gently anchor it back to the breath, to this present moment. Yeah, there's no way that this posture is supposed to look, right? It just is whatever it is for you today. So see if you can let go of the expectations. Let the breath be as slow and as full as you can, just comfortably without a lot of effort. It's less about forcing or making something happen and simply allowing. So allowing the breath to move in and out of you, allowing the body to rest. On your next inhale, lift the knees back through center, and again, scan from the top of the body, through the length of the body, all the way down to your feet. We'll take the knees one at a time in toward the chest. And then grab the shins, bring the knees towards your armpits. You might feel an opening in your inner thighs or your hips. And maybe this feels good. Maybe you'd like to try a different version of Happy Baby by reaching the arms inside your elbows and grasping for the outer edges of your feet with the hands. And then if you've got a hold, you can try pushing your feet as if you're stepping on the ceiling and creating resistance with your hands. So you're getting a forearm workout here. Push the feet into the hands resist. Notice how the tailbone pushes into the surface beneath you. So we're not rocking the whole low back up off the mat. We're pushing, we're anchoring that tailbone. All the while, stay with your breath. And if this variation is not happening for you today, this still gets at the same kind of activity in the pelvis, the low back. So meet yourself where you are. Find those full breaths. On your next exhale, let the feet land once more on the mat. Nice. You can pause here for as many breaths as you like. The next posture I invite you to take is supine pigeon. So we'll lift the left foot. You can make circles with the ankle if that would feel good. And then cross the ankle over the opposite knee. And follow your breath. So let your breath be your guide. So if you can still draw in a full breath here, that steady, slow, controlled breath, this is a good spot to hang out. You can also try pushing the knee away with your hand. And we're going for sensation in that outer left hip. So if you're still not quite feeling it, another option for you is to lift the right foot and pull the legs in towards the body. You can take a bind behind the leg or over the shin. Sometimes it feels nice to lift that opposite foot to the sky. So many options for you here. And your breath will tell you where to go. So if you're able to take those big, slow, controlled breaths, play around. And if you lose contact with your breath, just take a different version. There is no right or wrong, there's only your experience. And we'll be here for several breaths, so you can try one thing, and if it doesn't work, then that's okay, try another. Notice where your gaze wants to be. And if you're getting distracted by things in the room around you, just bring it back to the breath. Sometimes it feels nice to rock side to side with your legs wherever you are. or you can remain in stillness. Again, it's all up to you. We'll take another full round of breath here. And then when you're ready, use an exhale to guide both feet back down to the mat. And it's nice to move the knees side to side as if your legs were windshield wipers, loosening up any sticky spots in the hips. And then we'll find stillness. Use an inhale to lift your right leg. Thank gosh for this. I always mess up my lefts and rights. Lift your right leg to the sky. You can play with pointing the foot, flexing the foot, scrunching the toes, opening the toes. And when you're ready, cross the foot over the opposite knee. And again, just because it looked like one thing on the first side doesn't mean that it has to be that way on this side. So see if you can use your breath as your anchor, as your guide. And we'll be here for a little while, enough to get a good several rounds of breath flowing in and out of the body, moving that prana around, that life force energy. You have all the options here, all the variations you can play with. You can play with moving or stillness. Remember that you are the observer, and there's no need to judge where you're at today. And if something feels pinchy or painful, it's okay. Just ease into a different version. Remember to take those big inhales and slow exhales. And then in your own time, use an exhale to guide both feet back onto the mat. Find a full breath here. Again, bringing awareness through the length of your entire body. As you exhale, bring the knees one at a time in towards the chest. We'll hug the knees in towards the chest. Release the right leg. Keep the left knee in. We'll send that right heel toward the end of the mat or your bed. And you can either relax it or keep it lifted just a few inches off the ground. It just depends how much activity you want to engage in. So you can rest the leg or you can actively lift it. Exhale, bring both knees in towards the chest. And then inhale, send that left leg long. Again, you have the option to keep the heel lifted, activate the whole foot, get a little bit of a core workout, or you can just relax it. Exhale, bring both knees in. Use an in-breath to send that right heel forward. On your exhale, bring both knees in. You see where we're going with this? We're moving with the breath. Inhale the left foot forward. Or down, I guess, toward the bottom of the mat, the bed. Exhale brings the knee in. Inhale sends the leg long. So move at the pace of your own breath. Don't worry about matching what I'm doing. We're going to go several rounds, moving all the joints in the low body, the ankles, the knees, the hips. You can even move the toes. Good, and then we'll let the feet come back onto the mat. That was plenty of movement for this posture, this practice. And we'll find a few moments of rest. Did I say moments? A few moments of rest. So kind of like we started, see if you can find a place to allow your body to be still and completely supported. I do like to keep my knees bent and feet wide. It takes the pressure off of the low back. But some other options for you are, I'm going to move myself. You can send the feet long down the mat towards the corners of the mat, or if you're in your bed, so the feet will be just a little bit wider than the hips. And if the toes kind of splay out, that's all right. Hands can be at your sides. Another option, you have so many options, are to bring the bottoms of the feet together, knees wide. And I like this one, but it's a little intense, so when I do it, I like to put props underneath my knees. That just helps make this less ouchy. But I'm not going to do that one today. You can if you want, though. I'll take several breaths, finding the pose that's going to offer you the most satisfying, rejuvenating rest. And if it doesn't, that's okay. We're just observing. There's no expectations, no shoulds. So just like we did at the beginning, feel the points of contact between you and the mat, the back of your head, your shoulders, your heels, maybe your tailbone. You don't have to do anything, and yet your whole body is supported by the earth. And see if your mind is like the sky and your thoughts are the clouds. And it's a regular sunny day. Sometimes it feels like those thoughts are storm clouds. But see if you can let them pass. Even the storm will end. So see if you can just observe the sky of your mind. And if your mind gets carried away, you can just bring the attention back to the body. Feel the echoes of your practice reverberating in your muscles, in your breath. Notice how you feel now compared to the beginning of this practice. We'll take a full, big inhale. And then on the exhale, release anything that's ready to be let go in your body, so you can relax the muscles. And then just let your mind wander. We're completely releasing everything now. And we'll take several moments of rest here in Shavasana. Gently bring awareness back to the space. If your breath has become shallow, draw in a deep inhale. And release on the exhale. See if you can wake up your body with some small movements. Maybe brush the thumb across the fingertips. You can wiggle the toes. I like to move my closed eye gaze side to side. You can make circles with the wrists, with the ankles. You could even lift the feet to the sky. And I invite you at the end of this practice to send the feet together long down the mat and lift your arms above your head. Reach through the fingers, push through the toes, create length in the whole entire body in this full body stretch. And then release. Let the arms make their way to your sides. We'll bring the knees one at a time in towards the chest. Take your right hand behind your head. And then roll over to the right side. So we're here on the right side in a fetal posture or a newborn posture. This concludes the laying down portion of our practice, so you can stay right here. If this is what's good for you, then just stay right here. And if you're feeling up for it, you can use the strength of your body to push yourself up into a seat. And just have a moment to honor yourself. Have gratitude for yourself for showing up for this practice, for squeezing in this little bit of love and kindness for yourself. You are so worth it. And when you take care of yourself, you're taking care of everyone around you too, so that you can show up as the best version of yourself for all the people in your life. And that includes you. We'll seal this practice with a round of breath, so we'll empty out the air and then draw in a full inhale. Pause at the top, and then exhale, sigh it out. Nice. Thank you so much for joining me. The light in me honors the light in you. Thank you.